There's a lot of different types of torture out there. You have waterboarding, sleep deprivation, solitary confinement, and food service. No, but honestly, anybody who has ever worked in food service knows that's one of the worst minimum wage jobs you can have. You have to cook, wash dishes, clean, deal with customers, and be surrounded by food that you can't eat for 8 hours. Well, I used to work at Pizza Hut a while back, and it was pretty awful. See, it wasn't just any Pizza Hut, it was the lowest performing Pizza Hut in Ohio, which may sound pretty sweet because it'd be dead all the time, but surprisingly, it got a ton of business. Not only that, but we couldn't afford the right amount of people, so we were understaffed. It was so bad that when a manager broke her leg, she started to come in every day for at least a few hours to help out. But the worst part of working there was you weren't allowed to have free food, which was a rule I totally didn't break every day. I think one of the biggest lies you hear when you're being hired is that you're not being hired as one specific job, you're being hired as a team member, when really it just means you're a cook or a server, but we can also tell you to do whatever we want. I was a line cook, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not the greatest line cook ever. See, to make sure you didn't make awful pizzas, we had these measuring cups and visual charts. They'd have cups to measure how much meat or cheese you put on the pizza, and they'd have visual charts for vegetables. But since we were so busy, I'd just kinda eyeball it and just make it rain on that pizza, you know? Which, my manager was not a big fan of, but my assistant manager was actually the one who told me to do it, so... I don't know. Also, remember earlier how I said we couldn't take free food? When only my assistant manager was working, you'd think it was a requirement to take food home. We usually never took home that much, you know, maybe like a pizza, maybe some breadsticks or something, but the worst I ever saw was when this girl took home 4 pizzas, 2 sets of wings, a brownie, and a 2-liter. She said that Pizza owed her and ended up quitting not too long after that. Working at Pizza wasn't all that bad though. One of my friends was the one who told me about the job, and I became friends with some of the people who worked there. I worked a lot with this one guy I met there, and I'll call this guy Odd because of... Yeah. So one day, I came into work really tired because I had stayed up all night. See, I'm not usually scared of aliens, but for some reason that night, I had to watch a video about aliens that freaked me out. Then ended up just watching Adult Swim all night because I couldn't sleep. So I told Odd that, and he had been making fun of me all day for it. Towards the end of the night, Odd asked me,
"Hey Brandon, can you put the toppings away in the freezer?"
Which was something we had to do every night so the toppings don't get spoiled. So I took them into the freezer, moved them towards the back, and when I go to open the freezer door, it was locked. Which was scary because our freezer didn't lock, so I thought the door was stuck. I start pushing as hard as I can and the door won't open. I then started to freak out because not only was I locked in there, but I was wearing a t-shirt. I could already feel the frostbite seeping into my hands. I didn't have that much time left. I start banging on the door hoping Odd hears me, and then all of a sudden I hear him say,
"The aliens are coming to bring you to the mothership."
I then realized he had just been messing with me. I just kind of sigh, you know. When I open the door, he jumps out and goes, "Woo!" And we laugh about it. Apparently he had pushed a metal table between the door and the wall. One more thing that happened was we had to work on Halloween and everyone was kind of bummed about it. Whenever my manager left, I still had to clean the fryer, which is the most disgusting thing you'll ever have to clean in a fast food place, aside from a Taco Bell bathroom. But whenever I had to put a new sheet thing on the metal bars, I noticed that it was big enough I could fit inside of it, so I did the reasonable thing. I put it on. I then snuck up on Odd washing the dishes and went, "I'm a Cyclops!" So I guess it was kind of like my Halloween costume that year, you know. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. If you want to like or subscribe, that'd be appreciated. And I'd like to thank the Odd Ones Out for voicing in this video. Yeah, later.